Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here coming at you again with another video, and we are over here on Genesis 2 with this destroying death machine of justice, the Voidwyrm. They are absolutely just one of the most dangerous things in the game. It's almost funny, like keyword being almost funny. They are super powerful, and they are really good at absolutely demolishing bases. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. First off, this is a max wild level tame, perfect tame, so on and so forth, so this is about as good as you get. Now they are breedable from what I'm aware of, because they have a breeding timer and there are males and females, so just like wyverns, they have that breedable ability. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this one a bunch of experience so you can kind of see what I mean by these things can get stupid. So you can get some pretty high stamina on it. And then honestly, I wouldn't even care too much about the actual health on it because you can't put a saddle on it anyways. I would just crank that melee. Now the reason that I say that is because when you do put a whole bunch of melee into this thing, their melee goes very high. Now, just so you can see that, that's pretty high. Unimprinted on anything. This is just a wild tame, so it can probably be about this high or higher. But pretty cool. Now, so what is so crazy about this? Now, check this out. So these are heavy turrets. Yeah, that is hundreds, thousands of damage, and it's just like shredding a whole bunch of heavy turrets all at the same time, all in one breath. And you can do it from a distance. That's the even more insane part. So, yeah, you can kind of see me destroying this field over here. Now, all in one breath, I'm kind of just like walking up, destroying these things. So, I'll go ahead and show you how much damage he's done. This is one breath. So, he's out of, that was what, like 10-ish, maybe 15 auto or heavy autos. And he's taken the rest of them down pretty heavily. They do insane damage to turrets. Like, absolutely bonkers damage. And you can see right here, he just like walks over these things and they're just destroyed. They just like exist and die. That's how fast it is. Now, yeah, they just like fall over. So, what else does he damage? I'm going to go ahead and show you because this thing is bonkers. You need to get yourself one. It's insane. And he has quite a big range, as you can see right there, which is a more hilarious thing because he can do this from a distance. So, now I'm going to show you range, all about what he's able to damage, structures, everything, how much damage he actually does. Is it useful to actually use him? Now, we're going to do this in like small bursts so we can see how much damage is actually being done. Otherwise, there's not really a value in actually showing you guys that because it's like you can sit there all day if you wanted to, it doesn't help you. So I'm going to show you how quickly you can do it. So per burst, you can see that he is doing a very significant chunk of damage to this little element, which I guess tech foundation and regular metal foundation, and it's got a very large range on it. So per hit, he's doing about 7. I'll zoom in so you can see about 5,000 from that little burst to the one that I was aiming at, and then this guy right here has got about, not much, 200. So he destroys tech structure. So tech structure absolutely gets shredded by him, and then metal has a little bit of damage, but not much to justify, I suppose. So where he really does that damage is to that tech structure. Now once you get into like the stone and wood, it gets a little bit ridiculous. So he is absolutely a destroyer of these things. And you can kind of like aim up a little bit and see that he will shred this stuff pretty quickly. Now you can zoom in so you can get a better accuracy on these things and see that it's like per tick he's doing 20 chunks, 30 chunks, 15 chunks to some of these things. And it is absolutely shredding these things. So there's literally 15,000 damage to that, about 6,000 damage to that. And that is just, just because you want to see it. So this is how much damage he does to thatch. It's like instantaneous destruction. And it's got a wide range on it, so you can kind of see that he just shreds through that stuff. Now, here's where it gets funny. I'm going to stand, here's a 15 foundation long turret line. Now, I'm going to show you how much damage this guy can do over a long distance. So we're going to see how far we can actually damage things from 15 foundations away. So we're going to go ahead and zoom. Try and hit this from a distance, so it's kind of got some block to it, but you can see that I'm trying to hit those turrets in the far back, and we're just going to see how much I can actually do to them. Okay, so it looks like I'm able to hit pretty far back in there. Alright, so let's see how far back. We destroyed these first 3 a couple foundations away. This one took some damage. No damage. took damage back here, so that's like 8, 9 foundations. That one took damage. No, this took damage right here though. And so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So he was able to do 11 foundations of damage. So the Voidwyrm can successfully hit things from 11 foundations away. Now that's a long distance if you're trying to do damage. Look at this. Look how much he can do to these things. So if you just sit yourself here and just like smack these, you can see how much damage you can actually pump out. And it's not something that's... Look at that. I mean, you are better off walking up a turtle and a trike and then just having this guy sit behind him and just shred things. So he's got a huge range, can destroy tons of stuff too. Now, here is the actual tech turrets. He absolutely smokes these things. Now, I'll go ahead and show you. We're going to do it for like another 1, 2, 3. And he's already destroyed one of them. So, you can see this guy shreds tech. Absolutely demolishes it. Now, it's got to be like the direct line of sight. Otherwise, he doesn't, like, it's really hard to like hold the lock on because he does have this like flowing effect. Gotta see that right there. It's got to be like in his line of sight in order to hit it. But you can, if you get good with this thing, you can see how easily you can destroy things because those damage ticks are crazy. Like, look at that. I mean, that's a ton of damage. I like seeing that too. It's cool. Alright, so he absolutely smokes all types of turrets. It's crazy. Easily destroy these. Absolute slaughter. Absolute slaughterfest when it comes to auto turrets. He can just walk down a line and just, the entire thing is just toast. You can see he just walks and it's an absolute destroy bot. And once you get close enough to it, 293, some of these things are taking, there's like 20 auto turrets in no time at all. Now, I'm also going to show you, this is heavy turrets again, but this is from a distance. He still does that very high damage. It's just hard to hold it on it. So if you can like get around a corner and like aim, you can see how I'm kind of still hitting it with the edge over there. It's just not very easy to hit it. You can do a ton of damage to turrets using the Voidwyrm. Now obviously the closer you are, the more accurate he is and the better off it is because you can just blast the corners of these things with tons of damage. But it still does a very solid amount of damage. So, I mean, this one almost got taken down 13,000. I destroyed 2 of them right there. Yeah, so the Voidwyrm can absolutely smoke structures. It's not even funny. So he can shred through that stuff. I'm sure they're going to have to nerf that, but oh well. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section over here. We've got gates and some regular structures as well. So this is you can see it right here, a tech. You can see how much he's destroying it right here. So it's just like ticking down. So that is a tech reppy. Here is a tech teleporter. Just so you can see the amount of damage he does to that. It's quite a bit. And you can see it just getting destroyed. So if you hold it for a couple of seconds, it's just gonzo. Now, obviously the other structures are here. Now the one thing that it would be beneficial if you could somehow just jack up this thing's stamina, because that stamina does take a little bit to come back. And it goes decently quickly, not super slow, not super quick, but it does take a little bit of time. So, now, most structures are just absolutely mauled by this thing. You can see that right there. There is a tech reppy, a tech generator, and he just absolutely shred fast, because some of these things takes tons of C4. But, a Voidwyrm, on the other hand, can shred him in like a minute, if that. Now, just so you can see, he's absolutely smoke festing that. And then we'll turn around and show you some of these other structures over here, because Deady Boxes don't have very much health on them. Neither do Industrial Grills, so he'll just chunk through that. And then these Deady Boxes at 10 a chunk, he just absolutely smokes them. Look at that. Just crazy. So, it's an absolute structure eater. He just eats all of the structure. And then there's a grinder, you can see, matter of seconds. So you can demolish someone's entire base in no time at all. All that hard work just gone. And all it takes is a Voidwyrm. So, or a Voidwyrm is what they want to call it, but it's literally just a reskin of the Wyvern, which is just a Wyvern of Arc that has changed. So, oh well. Now we're going to go ahead and hit that cooker a little bit more. There's a tech generator, and you can see that one just going down. Look how fast that goes down. And then you can go up to like an Indie Forge and just see how much you destroy it. Now, there's also 3 gates over here, just so you can see how much damage he does to gates as well. It's just a structure demolishing machine is what it is. So, here's a metal, and here is stone, I suppose. You can see how much damage metal takes. It's not that much. The stone, on the other hand, is getting absolutely wrecked. It does have quite a bit of health. So, I mean, 1 C4 would be better off than this guy would be, but you can see he does destroy it pretty quickly. Now, metal actually seems to last longer than tech does for this thing, because tech, for some reason, he does a ton of damage to it. See that? Yeah, he can shred through a tech gate in a matter of seconds, whereas C4, you need like 20 C4 or something like that. It's quite a bit of C4, but 1 burst from a tech wyvern or a Voidwyrm, and you blast through a gate. So these things are going to be, they have to nerf them, because this is crazy, crazy damage that you can just destroy entire structures, turrets, and there's so many different ways to use this thing. It's a bit ridiculous in my opinion, and there he goes through a tech gateway. Just mows it down. So anyways, hope this video helps you out. You can see how much damage these things are capable of doing, and other than that, hopefully it helps teach. Ow.